Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Steel Ocean. This episode, we are going to be in the carrier, the British carrier, Eagle 1931. Pretty good carrier. It's got artillery, it's got AA guns, so it's very defensive. And then, of course, we've got our planes, scout planes, torpedo bombers, and dive bombers. So, here's what you can do. You notice that where it says deck, and it's got the little circle that's going around, that's a timer for preparing the deck for aircraft. So you can launch up to, you can launch 3 sorties, whatever you want, scouts, torpedo bombers, or dive bombers. And so I'm launching scouts, or I'm launching 1 scout, and then I'm going to launch torpedo bomber sortie, and I'll launch a fighter squadron out with my torpedo bombers to protect them, just in case their carrier sends fighters out. And with the carriers, players do different things. So scouts, you can guarantee they're going to send out scout planes to find the enemy fleet, but some will send out just fighters to areas where they think there might be scouts or torpedo bombers, and just try to take out the offensive aircraft first, like torpedo bombers and dive bombers. Other players will send out their torpedo bombers and dive bombers first, and just try to take out ships, with their scouts, of course. So this is kind of how I've done it, and I find that this is a very... and we're getting shot at, our scout plane, so there's probably a destroyer or a battleship over there. Could be a destroyer, actually. The AA guns are pretty strong on the... And there you go. So he's sending out his fighters. He just shot down my scout. I'm going to try to get my torpedo bombers out of there and just have my fighters dogfight these guys. I don't want to send my torpedo bombers all the way back, because we're pretty far away from the fleet. You'll notice the blue bar there at the bottom with the plane. That's their fuel gauge, so that tells you how much fuel they got left. I'm going to go ahead and try to launch some torpedoes here. Oh, no, I'm going to get out of there. I thought maybe he was stopping in the smoke, but he's not. He's going to continue on. See if I can get this sub. He'll probably be able to dodge. Subs are not a good target for torpedo bombers, especially just 1 torpedo bomber. Yeah, he stopped just in time. Almost had him. I gotta get out of there now, though the fighters are coming after me. And they killed him, but that's fine. So now I'm gonna start launching multiple planes in my squadrons, now that the deck is prepared enough that I can launch more than just 1 aircraft. And I've got torpedoes. It's probably my own guy shooting torpedoes, because I don't see any ships near me. Could be, if it was an aircraft, if it was a torpedo plane, it would have given me the enemy aircraft warning. So yeah, it was my own guys launching torpedoes. So this is a Tier 4 carrier. It's a British carrier, and it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good carrier. Let's dodge. Okay, they're out of range anyway. What I especially like about this carrier, as far as Tier 4 goes, is the ability to shoot back at ships. Because especially the lower tier carriers only have AA guns. So if your fleet gets destroyed, you're pretty much a sitting duck. If they come up on you. Now, obviously, you can fight them off with your aircraft, but you do have limited aircraft, just like you have limited artillery rounds. You have limited torpedoes. Everything's limited in this game, so it's kind of nice. I think in World of Warships you're unlimited, if I remember right. So that's a key difference, I guess, if that's the case. So I'm just kind of watching the fleet here, because our fleet's kind of spreading out, And the enemy fleet is kind of not there, so I'll probably send out... Well, I'll send out my torpedo plane to get out there. He's not sending up as many fighters as he was. He must be keeping them near himself. So I'm going to try to take out some of these guys that are up close, if they come inbound. They do have an enemy torpedo plane up there. Actually, a squadron. It looks like there's 2 or 3. Yeah, there's 3. Okay, and it looks like their sub's going to get taken out, so I'm going to call my bomber off. There he goes. He just rammed him. Okay, we're going to go after this cruiser. Unless a battleship... Okay, there's a battleship. Let's go after the battleship. Now, the torpedoes on torpedo bombers are much faster than torpedoes off your destroyer, your cruiser, or your sub. Much faster. So you don't need to lead them quite as much. And you'll notice the same thing with the arrow, the blue, and then it turns green. And it looks like we're going to get a good hit here. All 4 torpedoes. And that'll sink them. Excellent. Alright, so 1 down. Oh, okay. We've got that cruiser's on our aft. We went after that battleship instead of the cruiser, and now they're after us. I'll shoot some rounds on them. Hopefully we get some good hits. And that went over them. Taking some good hits now. That's not good. Not good. Hopefully our fleet will help us here. We're surrounded, so we shouldn't even be getting shot at. He's of course going to go after us because we're weaker armament than the other ships around us, and that was way behind him. I don't know why I shot him like that. Okay, so good. Now our strategy is going to change a little bit, because now we're going to stay at the back of the... Typically, if I have artillery that I can shoot back at ships, and it's pretty strong artillery when you actually hit them, I will not worry about staying clear back. I'll try to get up a little closer, as long as my fleet is moving up forward also, because then my planes don't have to travel as far. But where we are down to a short little... All they need is 1 hit, I think, and we would be killed. So we're going to stay back behind our fleet and surrounded by our fleet. So I'll make sure I keep there. My goal really is to go after these battleships and the carrier, if I find the carrier, because you kill the carrier and you don't have to worry about aircraft anymore. That changes the whole game. But their carriers probably staying in the back. And they've still got 3 battleships.
Pay attention to your altitude, recruit.
Okay, now they got 2 battleships.
Keep stable.
Alright, so I'm gonna send these guys. I've got 1 torpedo plane, or squadron, and then I've got my scout plane. I'm keeping my scout plane near my torpedo plane just so that if they become out of range of like that sub that's coming up on them, which I doubt that's going to happen, then at least I've got something to get eyes on again, so I can use my torpedo bomber, because a torpedo bomber will not be able to see them, which is kind of odd, isn't it? Until you're right on top of them, but it doesn't scout. And it's kind of like I can look out. If I'm up in the air, I can look out of my window and see the ships. But anyway, that's just part of the game. So it becomes important that you send a scout plane with your torpedo bombers if your fleet is not up close to theirs. Okay, they took out... Did he... Oh, he must not got taken out. He must have just a little bit more. Okay. Well, I'm going to stay away because I don't want to get shot down. There he is. Okay, I might try to launch... I'm going to launch at this other guy. I didn't want to get too close. This is going to be very lucky if I hit him. He's stopping. He's slowing. No, he's speeding up because he sees the torpedoes. It's going to be perfect, guys. Here we go. Boom. Unfortunately, it's a strong battleship. But that will help them. That'll help the rest of the fleet to destroy him. Yeah, I didn't bother going after the other battleship because he was down to a hair. And I didn't want to waste my torpedoes on him when they were still shooting at the rest of the fleet was still shooting at him. So, took a chance. And I also didn't want to fly over the battleship because they would have decimated my aircraft. So, I had to launch it a little further back. And that was luck. I mean, I took a chance, but if he had kept going full speed, I might have got him with 1 or 2 torpedoes, but I don't think all 4 would have hit him. But he slowed down real quick, and our fleet just took him out. So, a victory for us. So that is the carrier Eagle 1931. Until next time, see you, bye.